angled as well. What? What? Why? No! Alright, welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival. I'm KnowItAllDM. How y'all doing today? I'm having a great day today. Today I am doing some stuff. I have made a few upgrades to the base, including replacing some aesthetic pieces with functional pieces. So I replaced the spiral-looking cylindrical blocks with actual generators, including the cylindrical blocks that were over here. I replaced with generators and a fuel tank, and I have filled up all the other fuel tanks with fuel. Now, I also, since this is the last one that was placed, it will be the first one to get used. So if I need to, I can just come here and put some fuel down here without having to run down or hit P to, open the menu, which is actually really easy. I added some pathway aesthetics, so I got the little pathway continuing here, and I've got it continuing up to here, and every time that the Last Hope lands, it should land approximately in the same place, which is why I put these lights here to test that, and it's been landing basically in the same place every time between these lights. So I went ahead and colored that with that and put little stripe things where the landing gear would land. And over here, I have done a little upgrade right here. So instead of just being an exit only, I added an elevator here. So I can just come on up into here and enter into the ship. Whoa. Okay, thank you very much. So, anyway, I've got that done. I also added, as you can see in here, some just aesthetic pieces to make it look a little more interesting. I added a few doors where there previously were none, like here on the access to come into here. I added a door there. And a major thing that I have yet to show you guys, which I am going to show you now, is way down here at the bottom. I mentioned it last time. I have started a garden down here. Now this garden, which I'm using that symbol for, which is actually upside down right here. Why you do not need to be upside down. Why you are upside down? Symbol. There. That is the way that I want it to be facing. Yes. So it looks sort of like a little flower thing. But anyway, I've got in here a rather large garden with lots of fruits and vegetables and a few aloe plants, because collecting aloe outside of the base is annoying because it's one of the rarer plants around. Yes, I've got 5 coffee bean things. I've got some pumpkins, I've got tomatoes, I've got space durans, pear things, wheat, corn. Why you are not harvesting? There. So I've pretty much got some of every type of vegetable here and every type of food thing here. And I come down here at least once or twice a day and collect things so that when I start working on, when I get my food going, which I just come right on through here, straight into the kitchen. And I just put all my stuff into here. As you can see, I have a nice coffee reserve piling up. Coffee is really nice for if you're because it recharges your stamina, which is really nice. But let's see, I can make canned vegetables, which I've got 11 canned vegetables. I don't need a lot of those. I don't have any ratatouille, so I think I'm going to actually make some what is that? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Ratatouille, whatever it is. I'm going to make some of this, and I should be able to make at least 4, because I believe Space Durans I only get 4 of instead of 5. And then, of course, I can make coffee. And so I've got a nice little group of various different, snacks and such that I can just come in here and just munch on. Fruit pie for dessert. Oh, yeah. So that's what I've been doing off camera. I've got a few other minor changes and such. But for the most part, that's what I got. So, all right, let's take this, put it in here. Put that there, put this here. And let's see, what else can I make with what I've got left? I could do popcorn. I don't want to do popcorn. I want to hold on to the corn because what else uses corn, though? I don't think I know anything else that uses corn. What I really want to find is the eggs and the milk, so I can actually make more things. But to do that, I'll have to go to other planets, which I'm not opposed to. But for the most part, I'm trying to stick to Akua as much as I can. So let's just put these in here. Bread will go over there. Pumpkins will go down here. Pear things and corn. And then come on over here and put the aloe in here and go ahead and make up some bandages, because that's just about the only thing that aloe is good for. I mean, you can use it for the large med kits, but I have not found any alien plasma T6. So for now, I'm just making bandages, and I'm storing them in my medicine cabinet over here. The main reason I store it over here is so that the ingredients don't, die, and it's a small thing. I don't need it. I've got 5 small med kits here. I've got 3 adrenaline shots, 5 antidote injections, 5 antidote pills, my emergency rations, which eventually I will want to learn how to make emergency rations on their own. So, as you may notice, I've been through here quite a bit. I don't know if I pointed it out, but I turned this, where I had previously been parking the racer, I turned this into a landing pad in the same style as the landing pads that were already up here. And if you can see over there, I turned the Kami into Mini Pod B. Now, I did quite a bit of upgrading to the pod, and I made it look visually more similar to the Mini Pod A. I'm not going to get in there, no! I've got to find a way to get in there, but if I extend a platform out of any kind, it pushes the ship up, because it collides with the invisibleness, which I think is stupid. But as you can see, the Kami is right here, renamed as the Minipod A, with everything on it that the other one has. It's got the storage compartments up front instead of in the back, and it's got the fuel tank and stuff in the back instead of the front, and flip-flopped on sides. So it's, an upgrade, downgrade, side grade, whatever you want to call it. But last thing that you may notice right here that I added is a plasma cannon turret. Now, this turret its missiles are really slow, so it's really not going to be much use. But, I mean, nothing really comes around here much at all anyway. But, speaking of things that would come around here that it would need to shoot at, I have increased the difficulty a bit. I didn't pull it full on medium because I wanted to keep some things the same, like the speed at which the constructors build and things like that. But what I did increase is the frequency of drone attacks, the difficulty of the drone base attack. I increased it to what would be listed under normal, in quotes, in the difficulty instead of easy. So things will be a little bit more difficult when I'm in combat. I increased the NPC spawn rates and the NPC difficulties so that it's not, just as super easy. I mean, because taking out that base out there, the Epsilon Fortress, which I just realized is almost exactly on the opposite side of the planet from where my base is. But taking that thing out, which would mean it was not the closest. But anyway, taking that thing out was way easier than I expected. I mean, severely easier. Even though it took me a couple of episodes and some planning in an underground bunker, it was severely easier than I anticipated. So, in any case, getting on to the core of today's episode, I have been taking a stock of my inventory. The things that I am lowest on is silicone, iron ore, magnesium, and Sathium. Now, Sathium ore I am the lowest on, and it is necessary for some of the other things that I want to do. Primarily, I want to make I want to make another capital vessel. Not that the Last Hope is going to get replaced or anything, but I want it to be a smaller capital vessel focused more on combat than on exploration and the like. It'll probably only have one deck, so it'll be like half the size, half the height, but it'll be a little taller from the ground, probably about this tall, so I can actually fit the turrets on the bottom, so that I can have large turrets on the bottom that can shoot downward. So if I'm wanting to go into combat against, say, I don't know, an Epsilon Fortress, all I have to do is fly over it and my turrets will start shooting. Now, this capital vessel will have less, it'll have more variety of turrets, and it will be less spread out. It'll basically just be a hovering turret platform with, generator and ammo boxes. And I mean, I don't even plan on putting a constructor on there. I might put a few cargo boxes, and I might have a small landing pad with, a commie or a mini pod on it. But other than that, it's just going to be a small combat-based vessel meant to just fly over top of enemy fortresses and shoot at them. Which, I don't know if that'll be a good tactic, but I will have it with a, clone chamber, or the medic station thing, this thing, on it, so that I can respawn there if I die while raiding the base. And so it'll basically be a base raiding capital vessel. So it'll have cargo pods, or cargo things. It'll have at least one mini pod just to get out and look around and possibly move things from the ground into the ship. But it'll have lots of turrets. It'll have minigun turrets. It'll have plasma turrets. It'll have auto cannons. I mean, it'll just have everything that I can possibly put on the ship on the ship. This is including things like what else can I put on it? I don't know if I can put artillery things on it. Let's see. What can I put on it? Okay, yellow. I can put minigun turret, plasma turret, artillery turrets, sentry guns, cannon turrets, and rocket turrets. I can't put the plasma turret or the flak turret on it. Those are base only, but I will be putting everything else on it. I don't think I'll put any of those because it's not meant for space travel, but I will find a place to put a warp drive just so I can take it to other systems and, you know, in the event that for some reason I'm out with the last hope and I die and I accidentally respawn at base over here on Akua, you know, that way I'll have another capital vessel that I can take out through space. But in any case, I'm going to, first of all, today, this episode, I'm going to work on increasing my Sathium production. And by that, I mean I'm going to go up to space to the Sathium mining platform and go out and actually start mining Sathium from the asteroid. So what I think I want to do is I'm going to put a base starter. I am going to have on this base starter eight concrete blocks. I'm going to have a small generator and a small fuel tank and a gravity generator. And that's it. So that I'm not just floating in space trying to mine from this asteroid, I will actually have gravity. That I can turn my jetpack off and, you know, drill into the mine and not have to worry about floating away into space. In addition to that, I think I want to put... See, I've got a medic station on... I think I have a medic station on the mining station up there. I think what I want to do, I'm going to put... a few of these. I'm going to take a regular door block and I am going to put an O2 station and a small O2 tank on it, and I'll just pretty much see how this is going to work. Let me put a few more concrete. That's not concrete, that's combat steel. Okay. So I'm getting all this stuff ready to go up there. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a small base on the surface of the asteroid so that I can use it as a asteroid-based base of operations. Now, one thing that I learned about the gravity generators by playing around in creative mode is that what it does is it just basically creates a bubble of gravity facing the direction that it is facing. So the asteroid will have one down, and the gravity field's quite big. Big enough that basically if I put a single gravity generator probably right about here, it would cover the entire base, probably even all the way down to the bottom. Now, of course, since I'm not in space, I don't have to worry about this, but in the creative mode, I was actually building a capital vessel that is so big that the gravity generator that was centralized, it didn't make it to the outside portion of it, and so I was running to try to construct things, and I just started flying off into space. It was hilarious. I wish I had gotten it on video, but I didn't. I wasn't actually recording the construction of that capital vessel because it's for a separate project that I'm working on. Let's see, base starter. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these things done, and when I'm on my way into space in the racer, I will be back with you guys. Alright, so I'm heading through the atmosphere now, getting ready to exit Akua's atmosphere and head into space. Now, down near the ground, right around here, or somewhere, I saw just a second ago, I saw on my mini-map there was an enemy, but I don't know if it was actually there or not. I mean, I was to the point where I'm sort of going upside down, and that screws with that map. Anyway, so first point I want to head towards is this way, on the other side towards the moon. One thing I've been curious about: can I land on this barrier? I can. Interesting. So that is, you see, that is why there's the barrier. I was doing some reading upon it, and the barrier and the planets themselves are going to be completely redone. The barrier will eventually be removed, but the temporary purpose is that the planets are actually cylindrical, meaning that the parts above the that's covered by the dome, there's really nothing there. They're just visually there to make it look like a round planet. The rest of the planet is only there. Observation deck 1, hello. And so they're working on getting the engine that runs it to actually create a spherical planet. I'm not sure the mechanics of the difficulties they're having or anything, but it seems to me like what they're doing is they're constantly working on it, but it's currently not in the game as a thing. So once they get it finished, we will actually have to probably restart the game, because I don't know if we'll be able to continue with the current planet or if it will restart as a whole new thing. So in any case, we are up here, and I don't even have my drill. Did I leave my drill? I don't even have my drill. I am really good at thinking about things ahead of time, aren't I? So what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead, come over to this Sathium asteroid, and put down the mining base. Because I'm pretty sure that my gravity well from the observation deck does not extend to this asteroid. Quick test. Turn off my jetpack, and I'm just floating in space. So it does not extend to this asteroid. So what I want to do, I want to find a spot that doesn't have Sathium on it. This actually right here looks like it would be really nice to put the little base on. It's sort of flattish. So this is going to be my up. Right. Can I? Okay, I don't think I can move the things up and down in space. That's unfortunate. But I can ping it right there. And then I should be able to concrete blocks. There, 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 there. And what I'm planning on doing is I will save this design as a blueprint, and then I will be able to put it down on any of the on each of the asteroids. And I should, okay, that's all of those. Putting it down on each of the asteroids, I should be able to load it, and then when I load it, when I load it, I can just throw it onto the thing and just click and it'll be there. So this needs to go there. This I want there, and the door I want there. Okay. And then the rest of this stuff I'm just going to put down on top here. Now this obviously was not made for combat or anything like that. It's basically just a base made to be used for generating gravity and where I can recover my oxygen. So let's put the generator. Actually, I don't need these. Concrete used to be a lot easier to go through. There. Okay, so I should just be able to plop this little thing down on... I'm just going to start it off with this because I think this will be fine. But like I said, one of these is the same as all of that. So this... And there we go. Haha! And I've got a little rest area. Now what I really want, turn that around, and that around, okay. And that around. So I can sit in here and look around, and if it were, you know, airtight, I could take my helmet off and relax, but it's not, so I can't. Okay. So I've got this. I'm going to need to put oxygen in the oxygen tank. I think what I'm also going to do, I'm going to need to put a cargo pod. I'm going to put it right there before I save it. Let's go ahead and name it Asteroid Grav Base. Now you see, this will last 1 hour with this being full. Not this being full, which means that if it were full of these, it would last 10 hours. I don't need it to last 10 hours, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So now that I've got this going, I'm actually going to head back over to here, go to the racer, go back down to into space, or into Akua, get my drill, come back, and start mining Sathium. Okay, so I'm back, and I've got the Grav platform here, and I was thinking I might extend it out one of these directions and actually put a landing pad for a light vessel. Just so that it, you know, if I place it on an asteroid that I don't have a thing nearby that I could put that on there. So I'm thinking I'm going to extend it out this direction, getting rid of these stairs. But that means I would have to make another trip back down to the planet. And I don't want to do that without actually having gotten some Sathium. So I'm going to go ahead and start mining some Sathium, which I think a Sathium deposit is around here somewhere. Over there. Okay. So that's on the underside comparative to where this is. How about over this way? Oh, ow. Okay, here we go. I think this is where I had started mining Sathium before. So I'm going to continue to mine the Sathium out this way. And then I'm going to head back up to the Grav Base. And once I get enough Sathium, I'll actually head back to Akua. And then I'll be back with you guys once I come back to the Grav Base to finish it up. So the point of having a grav generator, to having gravity on the asteroids, is because it's a lot easier to pinpoint things when you're in gravity. If I access my jetpack and move the same amount, it just goes all over the place, and it's a lot more difficult, like if you hit things and stuff. So having gravity on allows it so that even though I might use my jetpack to get from one place to another, I can come over here and mine this point. Now, another thing that I just thought about was that I could put a second grav base on the other side of the asteroid, and then when I deactivate that one, I could activate that one and reverse the direction that gravity is going. So, and it has a variety of uses, you know, putting gravity on a place. Jetpack active. I don't like falling. Because it is quite difficult to control the character in space while you're trying to do something. So having gravity makes it a lot easier to use. So I think what I'm going to do, I have collected almost 2,500 Sathium. So I'm going to head back up to here. I'm going to turn off the grav base because I don't need it wasting fuel while I'm not using it. So I'm going to turn it off. And then I'm going to head back over to the observation deck and take the racer back to Akua. And I am going to get some more materials to finish off the landing pads on the grav platforms. And then I am going to place another one on the opposite side of the asteroid so that when I'm mining, I can flip the gravity around just by activating the other one instead. So jetpack off, turn off this, come into here, and we're off. Okay, we're back. And let's just get right on into it. I can get rid of that and rebuild it later. So what I want to do, I want it to go 1, 2, 3, and then this at an angle. And at that angle there. Okay. Let me get on top again. I like it on top. Actually, I'm going to need it. All right. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm going to have to activate my jetpack because a lot easier to build this way. And then that, and then there, and then this. And then 1, 2, 3. And 3, and then cross there and there, and then these are going to be angled as well. What? What? Why? No! Now I have to go and reconstruct that. Yay. Can I do it right here? I should be able to do it right here. Okay. Metal components, glass, hardened, and this thing. So I should be able to redo that thing, but the main thing I want is right here. Hardened steel block. Go ahead and initialize it. There. All right, hardened steel block. You can turn off now. Okay. And there. Okay. Now to colorize it, I forgot what colors they were colorized. I know that I'm pretty sure that actually I'm pretty sure I actually messed up with those. I'm gonna have to redo the whole thing and make it all, you know, pretty and purtiful and things like that. But anyway, this, that, that, and that, and that, and then I'm pretty sure these were like that. No, were these? I think were just like that. I'm gonna have to go find what colors I need to do these in, but I do know almost positive probably that I need to go figure it out. I'll be back once I figure out exactly what I need to do, because I do know that these are like that, but I don't think they're the right shape, so I'm gonna have to redo them, and that's going to be a big pain. And also, I'm going to get this done and do it off camera, and when I come back I should have this looking very similar to the landing pads that they have on the mining platform, which I am basing all of my stuff off of because that is my home base. So I'll be back once the thing is finished. Alright, so I've got the landing platform finished. I've got it exactly like, whoa, hey, look, there's some Sathium right here. I've got it exactly like the ones from the mine, and I've got it so that the stairs comes down this way. So if you wanted to place it, I mean, it's hanging off a little on mine over here. But if I had placed it, you know, a little further over this way as a prefab, it would be perfect. So anyway, I've got that done, so let's see what we should call it. I've got it called Asteroid Grav Base. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and group everything. Everything is grouped. Okay. Now, let's see. How do I... Okay, this is... Okay, I can't... I just complete... Oh, it was... What, Shift O or something like that? No, bad. Options, controls... No, it was the right control, right Alt O. That's what it was. So right Alt O. Save as Asteroid Grav Base. Save. All right. Now I've got Asteroid Grav Base right here, which is awesome. Let me make sure that it is colored properly over here, because this on the side there and there need to be that. Okay, now it is perfect. So, no, not that, this. How do I... Asteroid Grav Base, overwrite. Asteroid Grav Base, alright. Needs a water jug and cement to make the cementing paste and stuff, but other than that it needs ingots. And since this over here is metal, this over here is concrete. And I kind of like this. It's a nice little base thing, and you know, I could just slap it down anywhere. So now that I've got it saved, publish, public, publish. All right, so if you guys want to use it, go right ahead. I will double check and make sure everything is working on it. I had a little trouble with the other one that I updated to the workshop, but this one should be all right. So let's see. Let's open up the blueprints. In order to make it, I'm going to need iron ingots, cobalt ingots. I could go ahead and grab all those from down there and slap another one of these on the other side of the base, which I'm going to go ahead and do. Hey, I did not mean to shoot the racer. That was bad. Okay. Anyway, I'm heading back to Akua. Okay, so we're approaching the asteroid. Alright. So now we are on the opposite side of the asteroid. So... oh, helmet on. Alright. Now, I think I'm going to actually just place it like here. It may not be perfectly opposite, but it'll be similar. Well, alright, let's just head over here and see. Alright, I actually want to put it in line with this so that that is on the ground. So, I want to put this like right here. Now, in order to do this, open up the factory, got it open, got this. Okay, we've got start production. How does this work? If I put that, this, 19 and 1. Start production. So in 8 minutes and 31 seconds, this will be ready. Now it says components blocks can be added to BP, can be added into blueprint factory for reduced production time. So if I add more ingots or more things, it'll reduce the production time. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sit here and wait until it's done. All right, we are almost to 0. Okay. Blueprint constructed, finished. Okay, now what does that do? Completed. I can now spawn it in. Now, where did I say I wanted this? I wanted it in line with this Sathium deposit here so that I can... Alright. What? It disappeared. Can I just... Yes. Okay, so I should be able to put it... right there. Wow, that's stupid. Why did it do that? I mean, I had it high enough, I thought. But let me just dig this thing out real quick. I mean, it seems to be digging out rather quickly, so that's not too terrible, I don't think. I don't care about crushed stone. Don't give me no crushed stone. I don't want no crushed stone. I got too much as it is at home. Alright, get this thing completely dug out. And out this way. Alright, now I should be able to put fuel in it and turn it on. Do I have any fuel over here? Of course I've got fuel over here. I've definitely got fuel over here. Do I got fuel over here? I've got fuel over here. Right here. Fuel. Look, fuel right here. Okay. That is not the fuel. That is the fuel. Hey, look. It's on. And look. Gravity. Haha. Gravity's this way. So, let's go ahead and put the racer right here. Oh, one thing I forgot to do, which I am going to end up doing right here, right now. I forgot to do this and put my symbol on it. Okay. Landing pad symbol. Yay! Okay. Can I not Alt-O it now? I don't know. But I guess I'll just throw the symbol on every time I make my own. But in any case, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, hit that like button for me. And if you want to see more Empyrion Galactic Survival, go ahead and subscribe. I'm KnowItAllDM, and y'all have a good day now.